What's up, everyone? Welcome to FSP Fun Speculation Podcast. This is your weekly gaming podcast on the Fun Speculation Network, where we talk about a little bit of everything. And we're gonna have a fun week again, like always. I say that I think on every show here. We're gonna have a fun show today. Lots of awesome topics to talk about. But we do have a great panel here as well. 3-Bit's not here. I don't know where he is. Probably making.
He probably forgot.
Probably did. Be honest with you. He's probably playing with some ducks or something somewhere. But
or getting some interviews with special execs from social media sites. Just
yeah, stuff like that.
Or that, you know,
probably talking to the cubes, stuff. It's stuff 3-Bit type typical stuff. But let's introduce this amazing panel. What's up, Fuzzy? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here with you guys. Man, it's been a week, but yeah, having fun with Forza Horizon 5 DLC, and just finally we have some additional solutions for storage on Xbox. And man, look at The Last of Us with all the crazy glitches and whatnot these past few days. But
Breakdancing Ellie.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into this stuff. But man, glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Fuzz, as always, and thanks for sending the links for our tidbits segment later, as always. Psycho, how's it going with you, bro? How you doing?
Oh, it's been a hot motherfucking day today. I was working outside for most of the day, and holy crap, I thought I was gonna die. It was like in the upper 90s. Did not like it.
Was it humid?
No, it was just hot because
Yeah.
it's it hasn't been hot too long, so the humidity hasn't kicked in. So it's tolerable, but man, it's going from what 40s, 50s just a couple nights ago, and then it's kicking up in the 90s already. I'm not ready for it, but yeah, been playing games and fucking sweating my balls off. So
right on, dude. And how are you, Jasper? You doing good?
Yeah, doing good. I had another interview today. I said hello, so we're improving in life, social situations.
Yo!
So you didn't say yo to start your interview.
Yeah, so again,
That's
improving social situations. It's a developing skill.
What are you going to do if they ask how you are? Because I remember that was a big thing for you at first. When we said, how are you? Be like, I don't know how to react to that. Oh my god!
I'll just keep walking. They didn't ask me. I'm
just keep walking. They're gonna sit. You're just sitting there silent. They're like, sir, how are you doing today? Next question, please.
Can we just get to the important shit here? What are we doing? How am I? Doesn't matter. I'll do a good job.
Other than that, just playing some games. I started the Forza DLC, so I got a little bit of that, and Crime Boss Rock City is what I've been up to.
Nice.
You get into the weirdest games, man. I tell you, like, I gotta respect you for that, though.
That's why my scale is so different from you, because I play the shit.
Yeah, but the games that everybody says are trash. You're like, oh, I actually like this game. It's not that bad. The games that everybody's like, this is fucking amazing. You're like, it's okay.
I said I liked it. Didn't say it was the best game.
Right. And you said Forspoken would have been your game of the year last year?
Close to, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, my like is above 5. So that's 5 is a like. If it's above 5, you like it.
Okay. That is a different scale. That's okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Thanks for everybody for being here tonight after the show. See lots of awesome faces, see some newer faces, some familiar faces, and we're gonna have some fun.
Faces. Holy shit!
I see faces.
Did my mushroom tea come in handy then?
Yeah, exactly. I got barks. I don't have mushroom tea.
Oh,
you think if
Barks
I keeps drinking soda on streams, eventually one of these soda companies will like, hey, let's sponsor this fat piece of shit. I doubt it. Anyway, hey. Everybody, we do have a sponsor for this show, and why this company chose to sponsor me with this look, I have no idea, but shout out to manscaped.com. Appreciate the sponsorship, and let's get into that little bit of an ad read here for Manscaped. Manscaped is here with a deal you can't pass over this Easter season. They've got the tools to give you the beautifully decorated eggs of your dreams. Just because it's Easter doesn't mean it's okay to hide those bad boys behind all that tall grass. Okay, so make sure your downstairs lawn is mowed. Get yourself feeling as sweet as candy by going to manscaped.com and getting 20% off plus free shipping with code FUNSPECULATION. Again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code FUNSPECULATION at manscaped.com. Hop into the best deal of the year. Let's go. All right, so let's get into some. I was starting to feel a little bit like, should I read this ad? Talking about hiding the bad boys behind the grass during Easter egg hunts. Okay, that's fine. I'm
just trying to figure out this fucking comment in chat.
What is that?
Someone, he's there for Kim Basinger or something, and then Caitlin's like, does he even know who that is? I'm like, no. So I'm just trying to figure that shit out.
You don't know who Kim Basinger is?
No.
It's an actress.
Vicky Vale.
Yeah, Vicky Vale. She played Eminem's mom in 8 Mile.
Yeah, but like, why is that reference in the chat towards me?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea. Maybe they're calling you Eminem. Maybe I'm not sure. That's
yo, Mom Spaghetti! Look at all that confetti.
I don't think that's how it goes. Mom Spaghetti, look at all that confetti. Okay.
You drive a Chevy?
No, that's not how it goes. She's in Crime Boss Rockay City.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay.
Is Kim Basinger really in Crime Boss Rockay City? That's so random.
Yeah, I think she's like the office lady.
Okay, so now you know who she is because of Rockay City, not any of her famous movies.
I looked her up.
Okay. All right, let's
Just boobies.
So, this is again. I mean, I've been waiting for the Monday where we're getting big news again, and this sucks. I got to say, there's like not a lot of stuff, but there is some things to talk about. Xbox finally might have more options for us at retailers for storage. There's finally a slightly cheaper option with the Western Digital SSD now that works with your Xbox Series X. I'm hoping this opens the floodgates because those NVIDIA not NVIDIA. What the fuck company is making it? What is it? Seagate. Yeah, why did I say NVIDIA?
NVIDIA.
Yeah,
they're making
NVIDIA's completely out of the graphics card game now, everybody. They're just making fucking memory cards for Xbox. The Seagate cards have been the only ones that we've been having the option for, and they've been so overpriced for so long. So I think this new Western Digital one is $179.99 for a terabyte. What does that compare to the Seagate's price? Is it like
$40 cheaper?
It's pretty significant, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I'm just glad that it's actually a good manufacturer for storage getting into.
Not NVIDIA.
Yeah, I just hate like Seagate. I've always like they're like a big name, but I've always heard that they have like a pretty substantial failure rate. Like I don't know. So I've always just went with Western Digital. They've been like old reliable.
Right on.
Yeah, my externals. Seagate typically gives you 2 years to 3 years. In Western Digital, I don't think I've had one last less than 4 years or like somewhere between 4 and 6 years. So
that's the only hard drives I buy is them, and I've never had a problem.
So you're saying they might be more efficient and they also are cheaper.
Yeah.
So I've had my Seagate card in my Series X since close to launch. I got it probably like a week or two after launch. I haven't had any issues with it yet, but I don't plug it in and take it out or anything. It just sits there in the back of the Series X. I'm wondering if these are going to be more dependable than traditional SSDs just because of what they are. You know, I don't know.
I mean, the feature that comes with the Xbox style things is you can hot swap them. That's where it's that fucking word.
Proprietary.
Yeah, that word. It's that, and you can hot swap them. So it's like that's kind of why you're paying more for these drives. So that's your expanded feature set. But other than that,
do you think maybe this opens the floodgates where we get some like cheaper brands open up and start making some stuff too? You know,
Yeah, because eventually the more brands you get in there, you'll start having the Chinese knockoffs that can just like
yeah.
See, like the thing, like I remember when these were announced, I thought they had like a year exclusivity. And for whatever reason, I'm thinking that it was possibly because of COVID and the console shortage that they extended the Seagate deal
Yeah, it's
to
been over
another
2
year.
years now.
I just don't think that the
So-
brands wanted to R&D the chip for Xbox in the size format.
Well, it's a two. What is it? Fucking what is it? 2030? Is that or the size of the chip? It's the small one.
Yeah, it's
I forget.
what, like 80 mil, I think, or something like that.
1080. I think it's like 1080. They call it some shit. But yeah, it's they. I've seen them because there was one of these like guys that fixes consoles. He has like a YouTube channel, and he took a because he was able to program the chip. So if you take a chip from an Xbox, you can program it to another Xbox, but you can't take something off the store shelf, program it with the software for Xbox. It wouldn't work because he was trying to see if you can go cheaper, find something with bigger storage or anything, and you couldn't do that. But it's something. But that was that was like last year, so there could have been a way to figure out something. But
yeah. What other brands could we hopefully see? I mean, like, is there other
Samsung, Crucial, Kingston? Yeah. There's so many that
PSY.
I think
PNY.
I think once we get hopefully maybe like 4 or 5 options, we'll start seeing some competition and deals and stuff like that.
Prices would drop.
I would say the 3 brands you want to actually get into it is Western Digital, Samsung, and Crucial. Those are like your 3 brands that you actually want to.
We got Western Digital now.
Yeah.
So Samsung and Crucial, and everything else would be shit. You're basically saying.
Pretty much. I wouldn't buy any of the other brands, to be honest with you, but
fair enough. Now Psycho sent me something that was on sale on Amazon that was interesting, and I don't know if I would trust this either. But it's like a port. It's like an adapter. You plug it into the back of the Series X, and you can plug in like a stick into it, right? Like traditional SSD stick.
Get an NVMe and plug it into that, and it'll work as pretty much an Xbox storage card. But those can be a little finicky, and they're not too reliable. So I wouldn't go that route. It's kind of like.
Plus, you're paying for that, and you still got to buy the NVMe too. So at that point, it's like, is you're really saving that much money?
Yeah.
I think the best thing about now, I gotta eat crow here, because originally when they announced the storage solutions for the consoles, I was completely more happy with Xbox's route, and I was trashing on PlayStation's because I thought it was ridiculous. You gotta open up the fucking thing, and remember it was like 6 months. You couldn't even use it. There was no SSDs out there that even for sale that you could use for the damn thing. And then when they finally did launch, they were like just as expensive or more expensive than the Xbox ones. And you were still going to have to like unscrew something, plug it in. And then some of them were like sketchy. You didn't know if they worked. Some of them would work. And it was like, man, it kind of made me nervous as like a non-techie guy to get something like that. So I was completely more on board with Xboxes. But like Psycho said, like that 1 year thing or whatever, for some reason extended to past 2 years. And now we're finally only seeing one other option, where Xbox has had by far the most expensive storage solution out there. And you've seen the prices drop significantly on those PlayStation NVMEs, right? So, and plus you get a lot of different kinds of size options and things there as well.
I mean, what I do for my Xbox for storage, it's probably the cheapest way. Like, you can't play games necessarily off, like you can't play Series X games off of it, but you can transfer really fast. I just have an external SSD, like just a 2.5 inch like old SSD, so I can transfer my games back and forth in like 10-15 minutes. So I just use that as my expandable storage. So
Right.
that's what I do. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheaper and it's fast. So
Yeah.
Well, there's also a difference between Gen 3 M.2s and Gen 4s. So it's going to be the read and write speeds. So you can put in, they say you can put it in a Gen 3, but you're not going to have the same stability with what the Gen 4s are. Because I think
the thing is, a lot of games don't really use those speeds right now anyway. So
well, that's the thing. Like that's the thing that Ratchet and Clank supposedly it is the game could only be ran on PS5 because of that SSD.
That's bullshit.
And we all know that, but that's the thing that so if you put a Gen 3, will that hinder the load time? Will you see little lag? So it's one of those things. It's like that's where I think Xbox kind of went with their solution. It's easy. People can swap between different consoles within the house. Like you have fucking 8 or some shit.
So I have 6.
You can 6, so you can swap them throughout any within the house, and then you have the stability and the reliability of that. It's going to be the same speed no matter what because they're specific to Xbox, and you can't just buy some cheap piece of crap from Taiwan and like, oh yeah, this is great, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
So
Final Fantasy 16, they made the claims that
that game probably will, because Forspoken was one of the first games to actually use those speeds with a
but to claim that it has to be a PS5 SSD was where it was like interesting, right? Because this game only has, as we know right now, like a 1-year exclusivity deal, right? That's what was announced. So they have to make the game in plans that they can bring it to other platforms and stuff in the future. And that wouldn't make any sense to make something that only works on one device in that case. But they did talk about how that game, because it is only on one device, they can focus more on it. So it'll probably have a better launch because of that. Less bugs and things like that.
I mean,
more optimized.
Forspoken only had one console.
That's true. That's true. So did Babylon's Fall. So I don't know.
So did the Last of Us remaster PC.
Oh my god. How much smoke does PlayStation deserve for that? Because like people are saying, well, it's Iron Galaxy's fault. Well, fuck, who hired Iron Galaxy to do it?
No.
And who finally put it out? Like.
Well, didn't you hear the reports that it was?
Naughty Dog took over. Yeah.
Naughty Dog took over, and they started. So they did the beginning and end, and Iron Galaxy only did the middle of it supposedly. And it's like, okay, well, if they were that horrible, why would you even hire them in the first place? You have that. The whole mantra for Sony is quality. That's why you're paying for the quality, and that's why you're paying for the $70 price tag, because of quality. And it's just fucking.
Is The Last of Us $70 on Steam?
I don't know.
That's extra cost for the breakdancing feature.
Yes.
I'm checking it now, but if Last of Us is $70 on Steam, that's a fucking ripoff.
Did you see the remake version?
Okay.
Let's see the
it's always been 70 on PlayStation, and we'll soon trust me.
Okay, it's only 60, but you can get the deluxe for 70.
The deluxe is where you get the
breakdancing and the
and the wetness
colors and
yes,
and the wet
and the instant
sweating. That was, I'm like, wow, this game is buggy as fuck.
And now with NBA 2K Sweat.
Right? It literally was.
I saw the day where they're finally starting to get mods in that game. Someone made Ellie Shrek. So at the beginning of the game, when like Joel's running through the streets carrying, you see him carrying Shrek.
Oh god, I gotta love the fucking PC. I remember when Spider-Man hit on PC, the mods that were starting to show up on that was absolutely hilarious.
Trash cans, brick walls. It was fucking phenomenal.
That's the best thing about these games that you would never normally see that way, like get on PC, because it makes some hilarious shit out there. But guess what? This time it was the actual launch of the game that gave us the hilarious shit. Because that breakdancing Ellie was the best thing I think I've seen in years. since remember like Assassin's Creed when it came out, they had no faces, you know. There was like the skeleton eyes and stuff like that walking around. That one was pretty good back in the day.
Did you see that video of her breakdancing to Tricky?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was how I almost pissed my pants watching that. I was like, "What?" Someone, but that was pretty sweet. But yeah, it's just crazy that it's you would think that they would have the final say, look over the game before it ships out, and be like, "Hold on, there's some bugs in here. We kind of need to, delay it to fix these."
They did delay it.
Well, they should have delayed it again. I mean, it's just for PC players. This just shows it's to them. It's like, so you care the most. What you care matter the most is the quality for the console version. But when it comes to PC, you don't give two fucks. You just want our money, and it just shows that future releases. Is it going to be buggy?
That's a good point. How are you going to trust the PC releases in the future, right?
That's exactly.
This is one of their big games. I mean, this is their fourth time releasing the same game. I mean, this is really important to them.
They've kind of had hit and miss. Like every other game is like one of them's a hit, one of them's a miss. So it's like you kind of just got to, I guess, wait for, if you're going to buy a Sony game on PC, just like wait.
But they're synonymous with quality. They hit every single time, Jasper. That's why they get free passes when they finally miss. They hit every time. I mean, Destruction All-Stars was great. The third-party exclusives they pay for are always great. Like Forspoken was fantastic. And,
Babylon's Fall.
Babylon's Fall was a Godfall as well. Like, I mean, these are smash hit successes. 90+ Metacritics. They don't ever fail on anything that they.
Babylon's Fall wasn't Sony first party, so that doesn't count.
I had this discussion last night on the solo stream, and I feel like, well, I get kind of sick of this because I see when a game doesn't really hit, that's a third-party exclusive on PlayStation, like a big publisher one, right? People are like, well, they didn't make it. Like, okay, well, what else do they have this year that they are making? Spider-Man 2? One game? Right? So clearly, their investment for content to make you feel special is paying for these third-party exclusives to be off of other platforms. And if that's their way of getting games like that, they seem first-party, even though they're not, right? Marketed out the ass. Forspoken was at the launch, the initial reveal, all these things. Forspoken was all over the place for PlayStation for a year and a half, marketed like crazy, right? It doesn't hit. It's not made by PlayStation. It doesn't count. Well, what? So if PlayStation, if that's their model, it's got to count for something, right? I mean, this year it's filled with those types of games, plus Spider-Man 2. So if those don't hit, for me, it counts because that's what they're paying for. Sony could have invested their money in more first-party games, but they chose to spend their money to keep games off of other platforms and pay for exclusivity on these games. So I don't know if they don't hit. That's still me. I think they should get flack for it because they're marketing it like it's first-party, even though it's not.
I just hope
Xbox got smoked for Crossfire X, so why doesn't Sony?
Oh yeah.
Smoke for their misses on third party.
Yeah, and they tried to distance themselves away from that shit before it came out so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another Xbox example that's third party exclusive. We don't get too many of those, so like I'm trying to think of something that would be on par with like a Babylon's Fall or something like that.
For Xbox?
Yeah.
Crossfire X is probably the biggest
Stalker
one.
2.
It's not out yet though. I'm trying to think of something that's like out that's like kind of recent.
Well, it would have been things like Tomb Raider would have been, before, but they stopped doing that for the most part. Now we have smaller examples of team like not High Fivers. What the fuck is the what was the game this past year that came out? High on Life. Yeah, High on Life was exclusive. Right. So it's more of like these AA-ish type games that like the studios needed the money to probably make the damn game. Like Square Enix could have made Final Fantasy 16 whether they got money headed or not. Right? They don't have to like take Sony's money for that. They could have made any kind of marketing deal for that game, right? So it's a little bit different when you like have a game like Hi-Fi Rush where they can really only afford to make a game for one platform. Stalker 2, I would say, is kind of in the same boat, right? As opposed to like these big publishers when it's like Final Fantasy 7 remake or Final Fantasy 16 or Silent Hill 2, right? It's like those games don't have to be exclusive, right? They publishers could have put them out wherever. They just took them easy money up front for it, and I don't blame Sony for doing that. I can call it bad business by the publishers, right? But I think because that's Sony's model, though, that's what they're going for. So if they don't hit, then that's a L. Like last generation, even these games that were published by Microsoft, games like Quantum Break, if they didn't hit, who took the L, right? It was Microsoft. It wasn't first party studios making those games.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. And let's just hope that Final Fantasy 16 hits, because I think didn't that go gold already?
Yeah.
Oh, another example of this gen was the Medium, because that was actually published by Bluebird Team, right?
Yeah,
but it was exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah,
it was only exclusive for
a short time. Yeah, it was like 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but who got it? Was the PS5? Was the PS5 that got it after?
Yeah.
And I think that was running at 720p while Xbox was running 900p, and they were making fun of Xbox because it's 900p, but technically it was 900p because it was rendering technically 2 games at the same time, so it was like 1800p. But
I'll criticize the Bluebird Team for even making that decision, because I didn't really add that much to the game for me when they did that. But like, I don't know, the Medium was just okay.
It was a different take on the genre and that the horror kind of suspense, horror.
The middle of the game was kind of flat. The ending wasn't as exciting as I was hoping, and it wasn't as scary, but it wasn't bad. It was a bit different than what we've had in a while as far as kind of like a horror genre type of game, but it wasn't bad as a launch title. I mean,
it was like a nod at a Silent Hill. It was a nod at Fatal Frame type games. So I mean that was a nice, because those games were very I don't think they came onto Xbox, so it was nice to see they actually got those games. So
I just think, if it doesn't hit, it deserves as much flack as the games that do hit. You know what I mean? It's like, especially when that's what they're trying to do. It bit Microsoft in the ass back in the day. It could turn around and bite Sony in the ass, right? Because if you rely on these third parties too much, on properties you don't own, then you don't have as much control, right? And so far, I will say this generation, we've seen a lot of misses from those games on PlayStation. For those examples that I've given, even some of the first party stuff like Destruction All Stars, but this year, I mean, I think Spider-Man 2 is going to be great. If you like more Spider-Man, Xbox, we're just going to be eating good all year because you have the first party stuff plus also all these Game Pass deals and stuff like that as well. So I don't know. I just don't like the excuses sometimes when it's like a free pass.
It's a double standard. It's like when games hit, it's Sony first party. When they don't, they didn't make it. It's just that's how it's always is. They just don't, no negativity towards dear Sony. It's like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I love Xbox. I have a PS5, but if a game is shit, I'm gonna fucking say it's shit. I mean, it's the funniest fucking shit that we see these, and most of these fanboys are just regurgitating what they're seeing and hearing on podcasts, because at the end of the day, it gets them fucking clicks, and that's what they care about. And so it's silly when when these fucking fanboys go onto Twitter or any social media and sit there and say, what are you even speaking? Like, where did you hear this nonsense from? And they're like, oh, okay, now I see who you follow. I'm like, okay.
You just got to spot the Spider-Man or the Kratos profile pictures. right? That's
Pretty
usually
much.
telling.
Spider-Man,
PSVR 2 is
Kratos.
awesome. Wait, do you have it?
Or clowns or ponies or those I'm
Yeah.
good with the two.
Those other ones. But let's see what else we got for news besides we just got done shitting on PlayStation for a little while. There was also some interesting news coming out today from Konami.
Yes.
Konami is back in the gaming business. Now we already knew that they were making deals with all these developers for all these Silent Hill games. They got like Silent Hill games out the ass. They're also rumored to be making more Metal Gear stuff. We don't know who the developer is on that yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they actually have formed a new studio with mocaps and everything there. They're going full-fledged development again. So is they back in the gaming business now, big time?
Yeah, we just have to wait 10 years before we actually get anything out of that studio.
What do you think they're going to make?
It's whatever it is going to be a long while. At least minimum, it won't be at least 4 or 5 years before they start. If they're going to do mocap stuff, because that stuff takes a long time.
They could set that up pretty quick though, and like they could start they could outsource it to like if they're making a Silent Hill game now in development, they could start maybe like getting some animations done with that, and then in the future they get Metal Gear animations done with that stuff. So like they could start setting that up and kind of get some stuff going out of it, but the actual game development side of that studio, it's gonna be a while before we actually get something out of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be about
5
6
years.
years.
6 years.
6.
Yeah.
Unless it's
It's
a
small thing. Unless it's a small thing, yeah. But
yeah, if it's a small little title, maybe.
What if they do Castlevania? Bring back Castlevania in a big way.
I don't know, because if you do 3D Castlevania, you have to. It's been 2D, so to do a 3D,
they did some 3D.
Modern,
and they had Kojima actually helped on those with that on the 360 generation.
The 3D that's like with modern technology, that 3D like the ultra realistic. If they're gonna go that route, they got mocap, that's gonna take a long time before
they could bring back Castlevania, but I think they have to change like the idea of Castlevania. Like they need to go big with it, like potentially open world, like maybe like kind of like Breath of the Wild like thing, where it's like you just have like random vampires coming at you and you walk around through at the night and stuff like that, or like a Dying Light, something like that, where it's not just like I'm just walking through this hall of this castle the whole fucking time, but like actually make it an expanded world where there's constant vampires and monsters and shit coming at you.
Yeah, if you're traveling through Transylvania, Romania, something like that, that would be really cool. But I think they should at least kind of go back with the 2D, kind of get their feet fresh and get warmed up before they start going these massive immersive 3D worlds. So I think they should. I mean, who wouldn't like a 2D? I mean, I got fucking. I don't know if you can see this.
Airplane.
There you go.
What is that?
It's a Castlevania 2 Beaumont.
Oh, okay.
Little figure. It's 2D. So
okay, that's like your mic was like booming. No, it's all right. That's cool. Yeah, I'm wondering what they're gonna make, but I think like it's too soon to tell. And they're still
all they
gonna
have is Metal Gear and Silent Hill. So
yeah, they're gonna be making deals with other developers still for a long time. So I think we'll see the fruits of this labor later. But maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be a good thing. Time will tell. Also, Street Fighter 6, guys, or not Street Fighter 6, but Street Fighter has a movie in the works again. Another live action movie.
See if this one's better than the last
from Legendary. Now, what are the odds? Like over under on if this is better than Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter movie?
Well, what did that one get? Like a fucking 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. So your odds are
anything is gonna will do better than that fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. So Legendary Entertainment, they're gonna because they got the TV and movie rights, so
yeah,
they could either start off small with the TV show, or they kind of like how they do Disney with the Marvel stuff. So we can start seeing that. Maybe they do a movie.
That would be cool for like a Street Fighter. Like if you had like one-off episodes telling like the stories, like or the characters' backstories. Like you have like a whole episode focused on like Chun-Li and how she became like whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do all the backstories through episodes, TV series, and then you have the movies. Then you don't have to spend the time to do the quick backstories because that's you have more on the whatever story you have, and because that's what's working well with Disney. You kind of get these smaller, backstories with like She-Hulk and Moon Knight and things like that. So it's going to be, it'll be great to see. The fuck's his name? The animal dude with the electricity.
Oh, Blanca.
Stuff like that. How did he form? With their version in that universe and things like that. And I mean, I would love to see Akira and Ryu and oh my god, it's gonna be great.
So Legendary does have some good movies.
They have a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they helped with 300, Man of Steel. They helped with Interstellar.
Dune, the new Dune movie was listed as
and
Godzilla
King Kong versus
Kong.
Godzilla.
Yeah,
that was great.
Maybe there's hope with this.
Yeah, it could be really, really good.
Yeah, I don't. Detective Pikachu. I know a lot of people like that. That's kind of a licensed thing, right?
That was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I actually liked it. I was like, holy shit. Because I thought it was gonna be really fucking stupid. Like, really? And then you saw what it was. I'm like, wow, okay. All right.
I think there's a second one coming out not too long from now either.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that one yet. Is it worth a watch?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's like maybe if your daughter wanted to watch it, I would watch it, but
I watched it and my kids weren't home, so
yeah, I just don't know how much Mav and Caitlin gives a shit about Pokemon.
Mav would watch it.
I would watch it, but I'm not like a Pokemon guy.
Yeah, but
I'll watch anything.
There's a good story, and Kate would actually like the story. I think that's what she would be hooked on the story, and you'll be hooked on like the adventure and the bullshit they get into. Because I did like when they get into the lab and when they figured out those fucking hills and shit. I won't spoil nothing, but oh boy. It's a fun ride.
Chris Jones is at the Taco Bell drive-thru. I got to tell you, Chris, ask for a cheesy roll-up, add beef. It'll change your life, my man. Okay? Cheesy roll-up, add beef. If you guys remember the old hats in here, remember when Taco Bell had beef Mexi Melts? You remember the fucking Mexi Melts?
Yeah.
They got rid of those fucking things off the menu. It's like the best thing ever on the planet. Beef Mexi Melt, no pico. Can't get any better than that.
They got rid of the double decker.
I know. What the fuck, man? Like, how, dude? What's up with these fast food chains? The last like 5 or 6 years, getting rid of things that have been on the menu for like 20 years, right?
I don't know.
Arby's and the Arby Melt gone.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have the Arby Melt anymore. They have the regular beef and cheddar, but remember the Arby Melt was like the smaller, a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
You get. They used to have the 5 for $5 deal every holiday, with the fucking bells and shit. Yeah. No Arby Melts anymore. Come on.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, fuck them. I hate them. Piece of shit. Give me my Arby Melts. Give me my beef Mexican Melts. Stop taking the good things away.
We can't have nice things.
I don't know.
Yeah. You still can get the double decker. You just gotta pay for the beans and the shell.
But like that one's a little complicated to like modify or like to food hack. Can I get a taco and put beans on it and then put another shell on the outside of it?
No, I just say, hey, make me a double decker, and they know.
See
like,
that?
Yeah, we know what it is.
That worked for like a year with the beef Mexi Melts.
Yeah.
And then one day you show up, they're like, "What's that?" Right? Eventually, they will leave their memory forever. Right?
Yeah. Sometimes I get pissed though when you ask for like shit that they can make, but that's not on the order.
Yeah, because you're making them work. They don't want to fucking work. Instead, they have to just throw it in the fucking microwave.
Scoop another thing of beans onto a fucking taco shell and put it and wrap it a taco. Oh, that's so hard.
But
God damn.
Taco Bell is literally the same like 5 ingredients just put together differently. And
That's it. It's fucking
Yeah, you're
same
making
thing.
them think. They're like, well, I usually only had 1 scoop of beef, but this guy wants fucking 2. This fucking asshole. Now I got to think.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're gonna have to cook more beef and put more beans. Yeah, you're just creating problems for the drive-through, man.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what they get paid. They're there till 3 a.m. Fuck them.
Yours
Oh,
are open until 3 a.m.
Yeah, aren't yours?
No,
I don't think
They
so.
used to
Oh,
be
shit.
until
COVID killed all
until
that. out
COVID
here.
ruined everything.
Yeah,
And
no, mine's no. Okay, I will say the one that's a little bit further but it's nicer. That
Mhm.
does close at midnight, but the one that's open till 3, it's not the best looking. It's an older restaurant, but they're
They
open.
don't
to
wash
fucking
their
3.
hands,
My
Yeah.
fucking Taco Bell
knows?
has been
I
shit
don't
the
wanna
last
know.
couple times I went. It tastes like chemicals. It seems like every time I go there, they just got done washing out the fucking like tub, so all the meat tastes like fucking soap.
God, can I get some meat without the soap, please?
Hold the soap.
Hold the soap.
Hold the soap.
But was it soap on a rope though? That's
Ask him to drop the soap next time.
Hey, can you not wash your
Phasma.
dishes, please?
yeah. Can you rinse after you wash them and not just let them fucking air dry with the soap suds on them? You fucks.
Kate says, "You know what you get when you ask for special items? Boogers and cum."
Yeah,
Ew.
y'all been watching South Park, haven't you?
Oh my God.
that song! Oh, we fucking died, man.
The Yelp reviewer.
Yeah, the Yelpers show
Yeah.
on South Park. I hadn't seen that one yet. That fucking ending, that was like the best song ever. Today, me and Kate were, she was in the car line to pick up my daughter, so she was stuck in line, and I was driving home from a work appointment, and like we have like Spotify, so she was listening to Spotify, and I got in the car and I turned it on to listen to something I wanted to listen to, and she was like, I didn't realize it was taking it away from her, and we do this all the time. So whatever I put on, it plays it in her car, right? So she responded with CeeLo Green's "Fuck You." So she said she played "Fuck You" by CeeLo Green. I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. So then I played "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears. Like,
So
we
instead of having like a gift battle, you're just having a song battle.
exactly. Instead of it, we were like having a conversation through song titles. And we did this for like 15 minutes. We were fucking dying. It ended up lasting too long. Great discussion that we had there. But yeah, let's get into some more gaming talk.
I don't know, Louis. I don't know how we ended up talking about food. I think we're hungry, and it just steamrolled after that.
Yeah. Now, Chris, you can better make sure you eat that food hacked beef makes it melt in the car. By the time you get home, that shit's not worth a damn thing. Okay, you need to taste it within a minute. Anyway, just some advice. All right, Nick on Twitter, Nick Parvum Principe. I don't know who this is. Had tweeted about this, so thanks for sharing this. Somebody in the chat or somebody in our DM group said, so according to Tom Henderson, Sony is apparently working on a new hardware separate from PlayStation 5, Slim, and Pro.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Is this fake? It says, my guess is that it's a handheld console with the success of Nintendo Switch and Steamdeck. Sony. So is this, is there a link to this Tom Henderson?
I think he's just saying that he was in talks with Tom Henderson, like, about it, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know the credibility of this guy, so like, take this with like a million grains of salt.
I just also don't see Sony being that fucking dumb right now. Like, the fucking VR headsets not selling well, so like, let's just put all our fucking rest of our money into R&D on this new handheld device that's not guaranteed to take off anymore. It's like, I don't know.
It's Sony, so it could happen.
I could see them doing R&D on a head or on a handheld, but coming to market, especially after the whole deal about whole slate, games coming to PC, it would seem like a step back. Like the easy route for them, which I'm kind of surprised Xbox hasn't done just yet, is just go to Steam or Valve and be like, hey, remember how you said you would share those blueprints? Can we do like an official, PlayStation official version of the Steam Deck where it already has remote play and you can log into your PS account, and some of your games will be accessible through it. Like if they did something along those lines, I could see it.
I could see this if it was a cloud device, because that would be really cheap to make. If it's just going to be streaming your PlayStation games to this device, like I think they could do that route, because it would be super cheap to make the device and get it out there pretty quickly. But I don't see them actually putting any like powerful hardware level stuff into this. Like I don't think it's gonna be the next Vita for them or anything like that, just because like that's a lot of time and money that they have to put into another device. Also, they have to get their devs to work on separate games for that shit. It's like, I mean, maybe if they are still investing in a shit ton of studios, maybe they'll do it. I don't know. It's just like a weird route for them to go down, I think, at this point.
But they did pick up a mobile.
Think you can miniaturize a PS5 just yet. Like a portable PS5 would be the only way it would make sense, because at least it's like a similar SKU, just different battery. But I don't think that's even within reasonable pricing at this point. Like a portable PS5 would probably be more than the VR headset, and I can't see that selling, compared to a what do you call them, a Switch at $300 or $400 at most. So,
yeah, and I think the most expensive Steamdeck is what, $550,
something like that.
Yeah, so if they go over that, and it's like, it has to be fucking some really great.
By the time this comes out, it will be better hardware than the Steam Deck, just because Steam Deck's kind of already aging. I mean, it was kind of already aging when it came out, but
it was like, I think it was like a test for them. But I think that is it the Razer that just came out with a.
It's Asus is coming out with one. Razer just had one come out. It's at Verizon stores. You can actually get it with that. But
okay, Asus.
Jez says there's probably a lot more of these handhelds coming. But this Asus ROG Ally is the newest one that was announced today, and that one looks very beastly, and it's running Windows 11. Somebody had mentioned to Jez also, when I was talking to Jez, I mean Jez from Windows Central, Jez Corden. Somebody had asked him, well, if only they didn't have to run Windows, and he said, what if Microsoft's working on a solution for that for these handhelds? So maybe Microsoft's working on a potentially slimmed down OS for these things, because there's so many, I think, that are going to be hitting, and it's going to be a new way of gaming. I think that might take off, right?
The Windows feature is what has me actually intrigued to buy this, because it's more like a portable computer instead of just like a fucking lockdown device.
A Game Pass also would work flawlessly on this thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Did you watch the Linus Tech?
Yeah, I watched both. They sent it to two different people. I watched both of them.
Yeah.
Both videos are DMs.
Yeah, I watched the Linus one. And very what he was able to speak about tech wise seems like this thing is pretty nice. Price is the biggest thing, and battery life is the second, because this is 120 hertz screen, 1080p. So if it's around the same price as the Steam Deck, I think this is gonna win over a lot of
if it's same price as Steam Deck, it will. But the thing is, what's he was saying in that videos, he doesn't know if they're going to be able to hit that price, because Steam can take hits off their Steam store, like with price, and Asus doesn't have a store where they can take that hit for cost. So
that's a good point. So, it's better. It's more beneficial to Steam and Valve, whatever. Is there a company even called Valve anymore? I don't even know.
It is,
but whatever. It's more beneficial to them if the more they have out there, right? Because they want people using the store, right? Whereas like a machine like Asus is going to be relying on the Microsoft store maybe, and also the Google store probably. I don't know.
And they really won't even get a cut out of that, I wouldn't think.
I don't think so.
I think they're just getting a cut off the hardware, and
so I don't know how that's going to work, but you can run Steam on that too.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the benefit of it, is you can have these other. Now you can do that with the Steam Deck, but as somebody who's owned a Steam Deck, I will say, if you're not the most technically advanced individual when it comes to these things, it's kind of a headache and a nuisance to mess with porting and emulation and all that kind of stuff. Like for me, the best thing about a handheld is a pick up and play kind of experience, right? And I was able to get Game Pass working on that, but however, Game Pass on my phone via the key sheet still worked better than Game Pass on the Steam Deck on my Wi-Fi. I don't know why. Maybe the connection to the Wi-Fi was just better on my phone, but it was just an overall better experience, you know. So I think that maybe one that's more native, right?
The
would
thing with the
probably be
Asus
better.
thing, like a lot of people, like I know they're complaining about Windows, but like again, if you actually want to dive into it and your main concern is Windows, there's way to minimize Windows' process, because like baseline Windows, like it just default installs like 150 processes, but like there's videos and tutorials out there where you can get Windows down to where it's running like 40 processes. So it's like you can really knock off a bunch of Windows bullshit and get your like more CPU usage out of it. So
maybe that's what they're working on with these things, is just really trying to slim it down.
Yeah.
You know? Which would be good. I think that there's a lot of hope for some of these devices. I think also the more of them that like end up coming out, the cheaper they will be. There was one that came out, I forget who made this one, but like Xbox was all showing it off and used it. They took a picture with Kojima with one.
LG Cloud or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Logitech. It's a Logitech one. It was just a cloud device, right? So even that's the thing that might be out there, you know. So I think it's going to be interesting to see where this goes the next like 2 years or so. Between the cloud and native, these machines are capable of quite a bit, right?
The one thing I like about the Asus thing is like I would never use it, but they have an external GPU thing that you can plug into it. So like if you have a decent GPU, like you can just plug it into that device and the device will just use the CPU and you can use your GPU. So you can make your games look really good off of that and just like put it on your TV. But like again, that's kind of a weird thing to do if you just have a desktop computer. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like a beefed up Switch at that point, but you're going above and beyond at that point. They might as well just do the desktop PC.
Yeah, the Switch. The Switch is still ever so popular. Gonna sell lots of Zelda this holiday or this summer. When is it coming out? In August, May
25th or some shit, I think, is Zelda. Something like that.
Oh, this summer, late.
It didn't get delayed to June.
What, Zelda?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then maybe I heard something differently. I thought it was delayed to June.
I don't think Nintendo delays games. I think they just put them out.
They don't announce them until they're like, you know, until they're ready, or they may mention, hey, we're working on Metroid Prime 4, and eventually one year we'll talk about it again.
Once it's going gold and polished, then that's when they'll talk about it again, kind of thing.
Do y'all think that Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is going to be the most hyped game this year?
This year, it's so tough because like Nintendo fans will buy it no matter what type of thing. So it's going to sell 20 million, maybe even 30 million units before the year is out. But I honestly think it's going to be a tough call between that, Spider-Man 2, and Starfield. I think those are the three that are in the 20 million plus crowd before the year is out. So it's going to be a tough comparison. But Zelda is definitely going to do at least 20. I have no doubt on that. But I don't know if it'll be the biggest, but it'll probably be the most award winning. I think it'll beat out Spider-Man in the awards category and possibly even beat out Starfield. But we'll see.
Is it correct that the Tears of the Kingdom takes place in the same exact like world as Breath of the Wild?
Kind of, like it's the same. The bottom part of it, the map is this pretty much the same. There's some stuff that's a little different. But it's like they added a bunch of sky land that's floating above it, so it's a little different. It's like it's basically the same map, just more stuff added to it.
Right.
But the
What you're
thing
saying
is,
it's DLC. No, I'm just kidding.
the thing is with Nintendo fans, like once they get talking about a game, like that shit can take off like explosive and just like be everywhere at once. So it's like you never really know like until that actually happens for Nintendo.
You have your special switches that there's the Zelda themed switches and all that kind of stuff out there too that are going to sell like hotcakes. You think we get a price drop on the Switch finally?
No.
No, I think they've already announced that the new Zelda Switch is like $50 more than like a normal Switch.
This thing is how old is it now? 6 years?
2017.
Is it 7, 8 years old now?
It's 6 years. I think it's 6 years old. And it was already really underpowered when it came out. Let's just be honest, right? Like Wii U was more powerful, in a lot of ways. And we're 6 years later into this being the primary gaming device for Nintendo still, and it's still the same fucking price it was when it launched.
Yep.
How much?
A lot of profit.
Wow, how much profit are they making on a Switch?
They actually may be losing
profit.
money now because it's harder to find some of these fucking dated ass parts. It's like trying to fucking find like a part for a car that was made like 75 years ago. It's like we stopped making that forever ago. That's like its price, its value's gone up on that part.
Yeah, you know who's buying all of our old cell phones? You know that are like iPhone 6s and 7s and shit. It's fucking Nintendo. That's who's buying them all, right? Oh, we can turn this into a Switch. $20. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful we hopefully get some new hardware announcements this year, but I have a feeling they won't announce it until after Zelda comes out.
Yeah,
there ain't no way they're gonna announce anything like that before Zelda, right?
No.
I don't. Even if we do get announcements for hardware this year, I don't think it'll be until later in the year, like November or something.
Yeah, and then maybe like an early next year release, like a March release.
Because Switch came out in like I think March.
Yeah, it's kind of their MO to release at weird times and stuff like that. They don't usually
announce it during the holidays, release it in next spring.
Yeah.
Yep. Announce it at the Game Awards, maybe.
Even if it does come out next year, which I'm still thinking is we still got another whole year of Switch before we get a new one. But
yeah, Switch becomes the cloud device before Switch 2 comes out.
Yeah. Well, I guess nobody talks about Nintendo holding back gaming.
They're not in the conversation, remember?
No, they've isolated themselves.
Yeah, they're the low end console market or the family friendly console.
And
market.
they're not in the high end
stuff. The other guys play in.
They just kind
the
of
government doesn't even recognize them anymore.
Other companies don't even put their games on this. It's that whole narrative. There was this article that came out a few days ago by DualShockers, and Cold Eastwood had made a video on it, and I saw people sharing it around on some of the DMs and stuff. And some of the points in this article was about this whole thing was about ABK and Microsoft and how Microsoft, the big baddie, was going to destroy gaming if this acquisition goes through. It's bad for gamers and all this kind of stuff. I had a solo stream last night where I just broke down that whole article and ripped it apart with all the horrible takes in it. But it seems like just the overall narrative with media too is just still always like Xbox bad, PlayStation, Nintendo good, right? And it's like whatever they do, it's cool. But whatever Xbox wants to do, it's got to be an egregious reason for it. It's got to be something behind the scenes, some manipulative tactic, or they're trying to ruin everything and stuff like that. And it kind of gets a little annoying. Did you guys have a chance to check out that article at all?
Not that one. I saw another one where it was like, Starfield could learn a few things from the Outer Worlds 2. And I'm thinking to myself, neither one of these games are out. So what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Also, they're both owned by Microsoft now.
Or something. Games Rant or something.
So they're basically saying that Bethesda can learn something from Obsidian
on a game as far as narrowing down the scope of the space, or narrowing the scope of space when the whole point of Starfield is space and exploration. No, we want to narrow that because it it I look forward to the days when they go back to saying who has batteries in their controller in 2023, because they're bound to recycle that one next, and then the Series S is a potato. It's like it's going to be worse after ABK clears. Like, I swear, every day is going to be, how can we badmouth Xbox since we lost the battle on ABK or something? It's like these journalists, not all of them, but like a lot of them, just you could tell they were raised on PlayStation growing up, and they still won't let go, kind of thing. It's like their favorite brand, they're like comfy slippers, their plush toy, and their favorite cereal all wrapped in one. And right now, they feel Microsoft is pissing in all of it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't really read those trash articles, so I try to avoid that side.
This one was especially bad.
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I did listen and to Colt's video, and a lot of the statements that they were making were just almost flat out lies, and it was just like, what was the main purpose of the article? And it's at like you guys are saying, at the end of the day, it's the shit on Xbox, because right now they did it all last generation, and they saw how much it drove in revenue and drove in clicks to their sites. So when you have a meal ticket per se, you don't want that to end. So you want it to keep feeding that console war bullshit, and you still want to bring Xboxes. Oh, now the new narrative, Xbox is bad because big bag Microsoft is buying up everything. And it's, at the end of the day, it's a silly fucking take. And the funny thing, when Microsoft starts catching up on mindshare and everything, you're going to start seeing positive fucking pieces about Xbox from places that were never positive towards Xbox. And that day it will be coming soon, especially after the ABK deal goes through, because of Call of Duty. Not every casual player, but when they can pick it up and play it on Game Pass, and they're going to see, well, shit, what else does Game Pass have? You're gonna have people switching, and we're gonna go back to 360 days, where it was pretty much a fucking neck to neck tie throughout that whole fucking generation, and it's what it's gonna be like, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, Microsoft doesn't give a fuck where you play, as long as you're playing under the Microsoft brand or Game Pass brand, and that's their whole shtick.
Yeah. Some people call that trying to ruin gaming, or consolidation, and is bad and all this stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. We did predict that this was going to happen, though. The closer it looked like the ABK was going to close, we'd see more and more articles like this. People clinging on and begging for hope, in whatever fashion they can, to try and get their opinion out there about how this is going to be so bad. And
what was it today? We had Konami just announced they're making a new studio. Wow, it's like stuff is
what?
expanding.
How is it possible with so much consolidation? I don't understand. How can they do this? Like, it's crazy, man. But I feel like things are going to be better after the acquisition. There was actually an article from today from Tweaktown, which I never read or heard of. So I just gotta be honest there. But I talked about that aspect. So it's not all, completely out there bashing, but it seems like for the most part, and I think we're gonna see even more of this, from some of the prominent media members in gaming and stuff, leading up to the deal getting finalized. And I think you're gonna see some of them make, like, once it is approved, you're gonna see a lot of these guys like, this is a sad day in gaming history, instead of us like, fuck yeah, Game Pass, yeah, I don't have to buy Call of Duty next year. You know what I mean? Like, It's just weird energy out there, but it is what it is. Any other thing? Let's see. Anything else happened today? I know that we're going to talk about. Like it's fucking. Can
Just
they
the
release some
PSVR 2
news?
numbers.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, the shitty PSVR 2 numbers. So who would have thought? Who would have
We've
thought,
been shitting on
everybody?
Sony.
I know this is a weird show because this is what happens when there's no news. We just like talk about stupid shit that is pointless, but it's okay. Pointless like the PSVR 2. Apparently, according to many gamers that decided not to buy one. Who would have thought that this niche market would have a problem finding its audience? Well, we've said so many times that this audience is pretty small for people that would be interested in buying this. And then also when you have a lack of things interesting to play on it. Also, and it's expensive, and you also got to own another piece of hardware to even access it. It's kind of, you're limiting yourself to very small potential. And even though I praise Sony for trying and pushing the tech, I don't know how much people's investment is going to be worthwhile that are buying it today. 2 years from now, they could completely stop supporting this thing as far as new game development and stuff like that. What did they miss the mark on? Why is this only selling 270,000 units?
I think they missed the mark on consumer market research of actually how many people wanted this thing.
Yeah.
So they missed the mark.
They missed the mark there. They missed the mark on price when it's
Yeah.
more than the console. Granted, yes, it's the technology is nice. But when people were and it's tethered to the console, and it's not, when this news broke, when I was going through the comments, the number one thing that I was reading, and I was seeing this a lot of places, is that if it only had PC capability, people would have picked it up. And that I read that a lot. Like if I could hook it up to my PC, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like it would have, because people would have bought it for the PC because it would have been the best like tech-wise VR headset for like the cheapest price. But again, Sony's not going to be able to make money off like
other people's games. Right.
Yeah.
So they don't want to have, they want to do their traditional model of buy out of our storefront, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of, all right, let's be honest here. There's a lot of people that love VR, but it's still a very niche, right? Like in the grand scheme of the gaming market, it's like a grain of rice, right? Like it's so small compared to the grander scheme of things. And there's an audience there that's growing, right? But a lot of these enthusiasts already have PCs and high-end VR headsets, right? So if you have that, you already have a library built up of a lot of these games, which they're porting a lot of those to the PlayStation VR now as well. So they're going to ask you to rebuy games in your library, right? On their storefront. There's only a few games that people first party wise are that much interested in exclusive type games. It is a very good device, right? But is it worth it enough to buy a whole new headset and buy all these VR games again exclusively on this other box? When a VR type enthusiast might have already have this setup, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're a high-end VR user, that would be person that's willing to shell out this much money, then you're more than likely to probably have a VR headset on a PC.
And it's probably one that's like, you can buy $1,000 VR headset, which would be the price of the PlayStation VR headset and the PlayStation. And you can have like actual finger tracking and like actually better tracking on a PC than you could on PlayStation and not be as tethered. So it's like you could spend about the same amount of money and get a better, I don't know, it's just.
Yeah, but I saw some party saying, I'm sick of the argument that you got to own a PlayStation and in order to play the PSVR 2. I mean, in order to play an Xbox, you got to have a TV. I saw this.
No.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck here that's a gamer doesn't have a display in their fucking house? Right?
Yeah, I got an Xbox and I play it on my potato It's fucking great. I love it. Go potatoes.
I mean, there's people watch TV. They like, I mean, honestly, I asked this last night in the chat.
I go to the store all the time and buy frozen pizzas, but I don't have an oven, so I just buy them.
I asked this last night in the
$5
chat.
frozen pizza now costs you $605 because you gotta buy the oven to go get it, and then you gotta pay the electric bill or the gas bill. It's just, oh god, just.
The chat was trolling me last night when I asked him this because I was like, all right, I assume everybody in the chat has a monitor or a TV, right?
Mhm.
And like some of them were like, I don't. I play on my Tesla. So it's just like that argument is so ridiculous. Now, there's quite a few PS5s out there, but then you also have to think, well, as many PS5s as are out there, how many of those people are interested in VR, right?
Mhm.
That's the catch. It's a much smaller amount of people that have PS5s than the amount of people that have fucking televisions in their house or monitors, right? Like almost the entire world like has like TVs and monitors in their house of some sort, right? Like it's like such a horrible take.
Well, what's crazy is that Sony doubled down that we're selling 2 million units by the end of March, which just passed.
Yeah, well, remember Psycho, the Bloomberg article that had come out when they said that Sony's dropped their forecast of VR sales by half, and then Sony was like, came out like, well, we completely deny this. We are still shipping the same amount. Well, but Bloomberg didn't say they weren't shipping the same amount. They said that they dropped their forecast of sales due to low pre-order numbers.
Has anyone been into like a GameStop or a Walmart and actually seen a VR headset on the shelf?
I think they were only available initially on PS Direct.
Oh, okay.
It was.
I don't
weird.
go in physical stores too much, so I don't fucking look at those places. But
honestly, you know how to make the typical PlayStation gamer excited for VR? You put Call of Duty in VR. You put Madden in VR. You put FIFA in VR.
Mm-hmm.
You put the casual games in VR and maybe like show some
honestly,
kind of like gimmicky ass thing.
I don't even think that would do it because the most common VR games are ones where you actually don't do anything but talk. Like VR chat is like the number one VR game, and all you do is fucking talk to people.
Yeah, I was listening to
that's like PlayStation Home. So
I was listening to Fonz's show, Games Talk Live, and he was talking about his experience in VR chat because he's not a VR guy. He doesn't like it either. It makes me sick. It makes him sick. But his son kept trying to get him to try it. And he said this on GTL, and it had me dying. He said his son, he was trying to experience things, and he said, "What's VR chat?" And his son was like, "Don't go in there."
Oh yeah, there's some.
And he was like, "No, I'm gonna go in there." His son was like, "Don't go in there, Dad." So then Fonz went in there, and there was like some lady that lured him, like talking to him or whatever, and they were like going around and like hanging out and stuff with like people, and all of a sudden the person that was talking to him was like a lady, and like she changed her skin and it was like a naked dude and started flopping around. And he said he was like scarred for life. It's insane, man. My daughter uses VR sometimes, and it's like I just don't fucking want to even fucking fathom what is possibly going on in those worlds. Like, talk about having no control over your ecosystem, right? I don't know. I feel like that's also
I think
a thing
with VR. I don't have a VR set, but from like what I know about VR chat is like it's kind of like almost like Discord servers you can go in there, like, and some of them are NSFW, and then some of them are like you can't have nudity and stuff. So, like,
right.
So like I think it's up to whoever's like owns that or runs that world to like if you can have that content.
Well, this is the fucking world. Welcome to Fucktown. Fonz went in the wrong world, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
He went into the BDSM world. Yeah, I don't know. VR is interesting. I think eventually it'll be more popular, but it's still niche, and I still give credit to Sony for trying to push the thing. I just think that having something attached to your fucking head, having a heavy thing on your head, with having this closed ecosystem is completely not the way to grow that kind of audience. the biggest mass appeal headset so far is probably the Quest 2, right? Just because it's untethered.
Yeah, it's also like $300 or whatever.
Yeah,
so
they actually upped the price on it. It was $300, and it upped to like $350, which is the one we have. But it's like untethered. You can get a decent experience until that experience gets even.
You can
lighter,
also tether
better.
that to a PC and play any PC VR game too on it too.
Yeah,
so
you can. It's a decent experience on PC. So, until that experience gets even better, that's where the mass market comes in, I think.
Honestly, I don't even know if that does. I think the mass market doesn't come in until it's like actually the size of glasses where you can also just like get a button and be like, I'm in VR now.
Like, look,
I'm
out of VR now. Ray-Bans, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. It like, and it can turn to clear.
Yeah,
you
something
see
like
through
that.
it.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
Like, I think that's when actually VR takes off, is when it's like kind of like the phone. Like, no one had fucking phones like 25 years ago, and then all of a sudden, once they became so affordable and like small, it's like everyone has it.
And when you don't have it on, like when you don't have it like in VR mode and you have it in regular mode, it could have like an AR display, like augmented reality, like for display for information in front of you. Like you could look at like Starbucks and be like, estimated wait time is 10 minutes, like whatever. You know, or they're out of caramel drizzle today, so don't go in the like interesting things with AR. I think could be the future, which is where Microsoft was originally going with like HoloLens type stuff, right?
Yeah.
But
Google was doing that with their glasses as well, but it
was just
like
before
Jasper
its
said.
time.
I think once we're down to where it's glasses size, lightweight, wireless, and under the $500 mark. That's when it'll go mass market.
You plug in your glasses every night next to your Apple Watch.
Yeah, pretty much. When we hit that time period, that's when it's mass market.
Could you imagine
I'm
just going like
surprised
this,
it hasn't gone
phone?
mass market, considering PlayStation is known for being the Pornhub box. So kind of surprised
they got rid of that. They got rid of that. They got rid of the web browser.
Oh yeah, that's right. No web browsers. You can't do Game Pass or xCloud. But that you know what? To increase the sales of the PSVR 2, add a browser. Watch sales double the next day. Why is Pornhub now the number one traveled site on PlayStation?
All the 14-year-old boys out there, Mom, I really want PSVR 2. Man, you're probably right, Fuzz. But I don't know. But it would be cool, the glasses thing. I could think of so many fucking cool ideas for that. You hit the button, talk on the phone, right? You know, like it's got the speaker right there. I'm sure they could figure out.
That's your cool idea, is I can talk on the phone that like projects some bullshit on the wall.
Well, you could have you don't even fucking need an Apple Watch or anything at that point, because you could have the little time display and the AR thing there. You could have like all that shit. You just take your glasses off, plug it in. I would feel like it might fuck with people's eyes though, like over time.
Have burning on your retina.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Well, I know, like, I think the military was like experimenting with like contacts that you could put in that would like double your like seeing distance. So it was like a little zoom, like a robot contacts lens you could have, and like, and you have like little night vision, like just in a contact.
Yeah.
So like, there's cool shit that's out there that they're working on, but
that's when it'll take off though. Like you're right, like way in the future.
Yeah,
it'll take them a long time to get the technology to where it's that small and that high quality, right?
And then the Star Trek holodeck will be like the next thing to have in your house.
Yeah,
I mean, you could like, they have to be like close to that, because all you need is like a bunch of projectors, right? Like, I guess interacting with it would be hard though.
I mean, they have a lot of AR things on your phone. You can like hold your phone up and do stuff. So as long as like they could do the same thing with the translucent or transparent display type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that stuff's got a really cool potential for the future, but we're just not there yet. Until we get somewhere where it's like you can go buy one of those pair of glasses for like $600-700 or whatever, and it lasts you for 5 years, and then the next 5 years you get even the better set, it's even better. That would be sick, right? But right now it's just like, it makes you sick when you use it. For me, it does anyway. Not everybody. I understand that. I think Sky says Starfield VR will be sick. There could be Starfield coming at some point. They've put a Skyrim VR out. It's a pretty decent VR game. Does Fallout VR
Fallout 4, they made a VR version.
Yeah. So I would imagine they'll probably do Starfield.
And those were PlayStation well, not just PlayStation exclusive, but they were on PC, but they came to PlayStation. So PlayStation had the VR versions of those games. So
3-Bits in Florida, everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to 3-Bit in Florida.
What do you mean you're Florida, motherfucker?
Why don't you go see Psycho? Go hang out
I'm
with
in
Psycho.
Florida, some bitch.
Yeah. You could have podcasted at Psycho's house today.
Yeah.
Sat on his lap.
Yeah, I don't know if 3-Bit wants to go there.
You get some
Just
cake.
don't mind the caged ladies.
You get some cake from Psycho's mom. She actually makes cake. I'm not trying to make that bad joke. She makes cake. But yeah, that would be. You should go see Psycho 3-Bit. Yeah, this is not a fresh cut. This is actually probably like 3 or 4 weeks old now. This is left over from when I accidentally used my Manscaped razor to shave my head. And it trimmed it very, very short. So we've got a few weeks into this thing now. But I'm not wearing a hat because it's fucking hot as balls in here right now. Phasma asked, are we all invited to Psycho's mom's house? Are we invited?
She
She
is.
is Phasma. Just you, Phasma.
Yeah, just come over, Phasma. You can come over here anytime.
Just have like a life alert thing with you, just in case Psycho does some weird shit.
Hey, she might be into that shit. You don't know.
Oh my god! Shout out to Phasma. Shout out to Sky L, Colin Prime, Il Ray Tito, MR2, Sir X Man, Luis Jose, Victor Click, Def Leopard. It's Timmy. Abdel 114. Man, a lot of awesome people here today for this show. I appreciate you all watching. Hey guys, a little bit of a plug before we get to tidbits. We got new merch. Kate's been hard at work and revamped our entire merch shop. Dropped the prices on everything here as well. And finally, we got hats. I'm going to order one myself. But check out some of the stuff we got here on Fun Speculation Merch Shop. There's just a little bit there. You got the link in the chat below. This is just one way of supporting the channel. But again, as always, any support is just appreciated, never expected whatsoever.
Is that all the new merch, or is that just some of it?
It's some of it, but you get the basic idea from that image. Like, there's 2 hats with multiple color options. There's multiple color options on a lot of the shirts. Some of these shirts are front to back, so you can't see what's on the back unless you actually go to the Teespring. Go to
that navy like white hat looks nice.
Yeah, that's a trucker hat. And then you got the Fun Speculation Network in honor of Fuzzy shirts that have all of our shows on there, and we even got a tidbits section there. Shout out to Tony Grasso.
Oh yeah, I don't like the mesh stuff on the back though.
Yeah, the trucker hat.
Like
they have that other one in blue also, Jasper. The classic hat.
Yeah, the
snapback. And then they got the SF mug. It's got another logo on the back here too. You just can't see it here. Get Tumblr. Anyway, there's cool stuff there. So check it out if you're interested. And like I said, we dropped the prices to like as pretty much as low as we could possibly drop them on there, without being exactly at cost of what Teespring wants to charge. So, hope you enjoy the merch if you're interested, and if not, that's cool too. But I have to show it off because Kate is amazing.
She said she can do dad hats. What the fuck is a dad hat?
A dad hat is like what you have on right now.
Oh, okay.
Does your hat have like a?
Yeah, it has a snap thing in the back.
Oh, it's a snapback. Okay.
Yeah.
So a dad hat is like kind of flat on the top, where it doesn't have a lot of support, and then it also usually has like the fucking like metal like strap thingy, you know, where you like stick it in like that, you know.
Like that?
Yeah, kind of like a belt. It like
That's why it's a dad hat.
It hooks in like a belt does, kind of.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Anyway, that's the new merch, everybody. So Alvin has an OG shirt. That's cool. Yeah, we maybe we'll add some more. Kate also wants to do like a once a month type shirt or something, like a limited edition stuff here every once in a while that she puts on there and just has something crazy. But also we will end up having some for the individual pods eventually as well. But for right now, just wanted to keep it simple and clean and just have a full revamp.
Maybe You could do some throwback shirts like Fun Pop.
Yeah, throwback retro.
Yeah, let's make a shirt for a show that doesn't exist anymore.
For
Yeah,
the throwback fans, they like that.
we could have a little bit of a fun pop talk right now. What do you guys think about Blue Beetle?
That shit was the worst fucking superhero movie I've ever seen for a trailer. It looked like a fucking straight to Disney Channel movie, like something you see like fucking like Hannah Montana movie.
Was that the
like that.
Cobra Kai guy as the actor?
I didn't even give a shit who the fuck they were. That just looked like ass.
I did say it does kind of look like Spy Kids meets DC.
Well, it does have George Lopez, and he was in Spy Kids, right? So
Was he?
wasn't he? I don't know. George Lopez was one of those like superhero like kids shows on Disney, I think. I thought.
Yeah, I saw a lot of positivity about it online, guys. I mean,
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
a lot
all I
of
saw
people
was
loved it.
positive shit, and I was like, "What the fuck did I watch?"
I just saw the thing, glow in his hand and then jump on his face. I was like, okay.
Shark Boy versus Lava Girl. Is that what George Lopez was in?
That's what it looked like. This fucking Blue Beetle bullshit.
I don't know. I didn't watch it with audio. I had it on like when something else is taking up the audio, so I could only see.
You probably had a better viewing experience then.
It didn't look like horrible to me. I gotta like it just probably looks like a dumb fun movie, right? But I
thought it looked like the CGI in it and everything looked like CW level to me.
Yeah, I saw it on my phone screen, so I need to watch it like on a big screen and stuff. I'm curious how it's gonna be, right? Because this is like one of the Hangover movies that has been in development for a while.
Yeah. So
there's like 4 of them that still had to release. We still got Aquaman that still got to release, right? And what's the last? And Flash. So there's Flash, Beetle, Blue Beetle, Aquaman, and Shazam. Those were the 4 Hangover movies. Some of them are still going to be part of the continuity that they have going forward. They say Blue Beetle is still going to be part of the continuity going forward. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I don't know what to think about it. I'll wait till I see it. But I will say, unlike your guys' thoughts, most of Twitter was extremely positive over this trailer.
Well, because a lot of the stuff that they were saying it was awesome. It was like that end scene, which to me was probably the best moment of the whole trailer, when he forms the sword with out of nothing.
That was pretty sick. Yeah, that was pretty sick.
And he slides it across the ground, kicks it, and does that whole like Ronin style fucking he's ready to kick some ass. And that was like the only part that I liked out of the whole trailer. And that's what everyone was talking about. They everything else they ignored, but that part. And okay, if that makes the movie awesome, have fun. I'm with Jasper on this one. It just did not show well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, yeah, this is the new DC. Have fun with that.
I don't think this is a sign of the new DC. I mean, this movie's been in development for years. Like
I just wish this movie had $10 more budget. That's all I'm saying.
So we'll see. I mean, I when I saw the Cobra Kai kid is the main guy, I was like, that's interesting, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it is.
The one that Johnny was trying to bang his mom.
Yes,
that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's that kid. I could be wrong, because again, I was watching on my small phone screen. So I don't know, but it looked like the Cobra Kai kid.
I thought George Lopez was kind of like getting old and no one really cared about him anymore, but I guess they gave him all the fucking money for the budget for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, he's still relevant. A lot of him, and he still does movies. He still does stand-up. People like his stuff, but it's just, I don't know. Like you said, it felt like a Disney after-school special. And and the CW budget for CG, and everyone's like, holy shit.
It is the Cobra Kai guy. The main kid in Cobra Kai his name is Xolo Maridueña.
I don't care who he is. He could be fucking Tom Cruise and it still looks like ass.
Yeah. So that's the main actor in it. So they went all the way down to a series that originally started as a YouTube show.
I watched it on YouTube. I never watched it on Netflix.
Is it the same cast? Is it like the same show? Right.
Netflix just bought it when YouTube gave it up.
Right.
They could have made this movie really, really, really good. You know, because I think Firestorm was part of and I think within that his comic universe. So I mean they could have done some really cool things. But it was just like how his transformation into the Blue Beetle. And then they gave him like eyeballs, like so it was like lenses. Did you notice that, Jasper? Like he was looking, it would look like
to
eyeballs.
be honest, I tried to forget everything I watched from that trailer.
Yeah, it looked like they gave him like his mask had lenses, but they weren't like real eyes, but it was like fucking just like light eyeballs, and it was just I'm like it just made it look weird. I don't know.
I mean, just like the way it's shot and everything is just like it looks like a fucking Disney movie.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Maybe that's what people want now.
I don't know who's directing this or not, but maybe this is his very first movie. But if it's your first movie,
I mean, congratulations.
I'm sure. I don't know if it's probably. I don't think they would give a big DC. Well, is Blue Beetle really that big though? I mean, is this one of those little like off kind of quirky type projects? You know?
Yeah, well, but I mean, was Shang-Chi that big? You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's true. That's a good point.
Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't big at all.
Yeah, that's a good
growing up. So it's one of those like it could be. Like I liked him in Injustice, and then Injustice 2, I think he was a great character to play with. I played the shit. I used him a lot because I liked a lot of his combos and whatnot. But I don't know. They just, you know, it's like the Hispanic community with if their first Hispanic superhero. You think that DC would have put more appreciation and into that style movie.
They did. They hired George Lopez, psycho.
Yeah, but that does. I know, but I think that's what they did. They're like,
I'm
okay, we
looking back to it now. Like the costume just looks so cheap.
I know, and that's the thing. I think it's like a little disrespectful, personally. But hey, it's new DC.
I still don't think this is really a marker for what the new DC is going to be. We'll see. We'll see because this is already in development again, you know, but we'll see.
I know.
But he's still got to talk positive about it. You know, like he can't like shit all. Hey, this isn't one of my shits.
Well, he could have fucking canned it.
He could have, but maybe this
he canned Wonder Woman 3.
Maybe this was so low budget that they didn't really care about the budget for this thing, right?
Well, I don't know how low budget what it is because it's a lot
like
of
$5 budget. Like I mean,
dollar store.
It could be good though, guys. As again, like the internet loved this today. I saw like so much positivity.
Yeah, because they loved the ending and they forgot the rest of it.
They forgot the rest.
Very
I mean,
short.
everyone loves the CW show, so I guess it's just low budget bullshit. It's fucking what's good these days.
Well, I think
that's true.
I think we all kind of stopped loving the CW show.
Pong Soul is watching Buffy, so you know.
He is watching it again.
I know.
Everybody, it's that time. It's time for.
It was directed by Mav. I think that's it.
This is Tidbits, the segment where we take a look at the games coming out.
Don't put there's one game, Hogwarts. Don't that's a delay.
Yeah,
don't show that one. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't want to have to show Hogwarts again anyway, so that's a win-win. Yeah, so we got a little bit of a shitty week, I'd be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm gonna start.
We got a PSVR 2 game.
Trying to get my size right. here for the display. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, there's starting off strong with. We were so positive on PSVR, for a while now on the show. It's great to get to.
We've had a kind of a negative show tonight, to be honest.
We have, yeah. We're supposed to be all fun
show.
and positive talk.
We shit on fucking Sony all night, and then shit on DC Blue Beetle,
and then we shit on Nintendo for a little while too. What's happening with us? We're becoming cynical Xbox gamers.
Oh no. No, it's fine.
It's fine. So first up, everybody, is Creed Rise to Glory. Are we going to shit on all these trailers too? I guess we'll have to stick around to find out.
I think this is one of the better PSVR games. Like,
yeah,
the answer
at least
is
for
yes.
me, I like fighting games, and
boxing games work well in VR.
Yeah,
I would say there's
Except
three
for this one.
kind of interesting games on this list.
Is this one of them?
No.
This one's horrible.
Yeah,
Just
VR
watch.
games are pretty. Boxing games work well in VR. I'm not a. That's kind of some. I don't know. I would get sick playing this. I can
How you gonna
imagine
duck?
people accidentally punching their monitors or their TV screens
Yeah.
too.
you gotta make sure you're far enough away from the monitor.
Yeah.
Can you imagine all the domestic violence lawsuits or fucking?
Jesus.
Like from people accidentally hitting.
You
their
accidentally made me punch my mama.
spouses. Oh my god! I was just playing VR, man. All right, it brought up the wrong thing. All right, Grim.
That was Creed, dude. That
Yeah.
did not even look like Michael B. Jordan.
This
That was supposed to be Michael B. Jordan.
this next one is Grimoire once more on the PS4, PS5, and Switch. No
no result
Xbox. It's $50. Did this come out on Xbox before, or is it just skipping Xbox?
I didn't pay attention.
I don't believe so.
What is
Now it is on PC, if I'm not mistaken, just not on Xbox per se.
What game is this?
Grimoire
Once more.
once more. It's $50.
No, I don't believe this was on Xbox ever.
And yeah, I think it's a brand new release. What a fire trailer. Maybe the music would have added something. I'm not doing music anymore because it's just like copyright claims out the ass lately with YouTube.
Yeah.
This one's Meet Your Maker. And it is $30, releasing on
This
PS4.
is one of the interesting ones.
Okay, PS4, PS5, Xbox One XS, PC, everything but the Switch. $30. And you said you got a PS Plus Extra question mark on here? Buzz?
Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be coming to PS Plus Extra, but I can't find confirmation. But they usually don't announce until like a day or two before. So
Right.
This was, I think, shown off at Gamescom last year. It's you build like a little base or whatever, and you have someone try to run through it and like steal your treasure. But what you do is you like build traps, so you like try to like get them to walk into spikes and stuff. So it could be interesting, but I think it would be like a good Game Pass game. I'm not going to buy it or anything, but
So I mean, it could be fun. It's like kind of like that Dungeon Master type thing, right?
yeah,
Somebody's trying to take you down while you're going through the maze that they're setting up. It's interesting. I think we've seen this trailer before a few times. I know I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, it was at Gamescom, but the game's just now coming out. So
Yeah, this trailer does say PS Plus Day 1 release trailer,
okay.
but it also says unlisted. Where did you get this link from, Fuzzy?
I got it direct from the publisher because it wasn't on anybody's like it wasn't on Xbox or PlayStation or even like I think Steam had the video, but I want to try to just get those from.
So this is a link from their
PlayStation,
website.
Xbox. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, because this video is unlisted on YouTube right now, so it's not public.
Yeah.
I was like, that's interesting. Fuzzy with the direct contacts to the publishers to give the secret videos to us. But it does say PS Plus Day 1 release trailer on the on their description. Did we just break news? Did you just break news, Fuzzy?
Possibly.
Meet Your Maker coming PS Plus day one.
When does it say the trailer or the video was put out on YouTube? It should say that like if you scroll down a little bit.
3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I just scrolled down so you guys see PS Plus day one release trailer. It says it right there. But PS Plus play on day one.
Yeah.
It doesn't say extra though. I wonder if they just don't know how to do the tiers because it confuses even them.
Yeah, they probably don't understand the tiers.
So that's it. Meet Your Maker, PS Plus day one. Interesting. All right. Next up, we got a game that I've seen several times, and I feel like we've had the same trailer on here like 20 times. Road 96.
Mile Zero.
But this is Mile Zero. So this is a sequel or expanded content or what? It's on everything for $13.
Did you play this game in Game Pass, Psycho? Or was that like, that may have been like Route 90 or Route 69 or some shit like that.
I think that was that Route 69 or something.
Yeah.
How many views did the video have, Froggy? It had like 900 views or something like
that. Yeah, I realized that as soon as I said that, Sky. I think it's 68. I said 69.
Ed Enzo says it's in the essential tier, whatever that is. So that's just the basic PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
So this is a prequel to Road 96, Skyel? Right on. Yeah, I don't usually get into games like this too much. I know a lot of people liked it though. It was a little bit of a cult classic type game.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those indie artsy fartsy games.
Yeah. Good story and stuff like that. Next up, everybody, we got Batora Lost Haven on the Switch for $40. Comes out on the 6th. This looks pretty good. This looks fun. A little bit of a dungeon crawly, like roguelite type looking game.
Yeah.
Just the Switch though.
It is the Switch. You can tell it's on the Switch. Definitely. It's easy to tell when a game's on the Switch these days. But it still looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got like classic puzzles and hack and slash gameplay. Batora Lost Haven. Looks pretty solid. I don't know. I would play that if it was cheap enough. $40. Let's see. I told you guys this was a weak ass week. I'm sorry.
The last two games just one of the games in the last two doesn't count, but the last three.
Curse of the Sea Rats. This is $20 and it's coming out on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually $18 on the Nintendo eShop, so you get a $2 discount.
Yeah.
Interesting. This looks like an old like Disney style game.
Like the old Aladdin or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, kinda. You know, like it's co-op of 4 characters. It's an interesting art style.
Mm-hmm.
It's like rat pirates.
Yeah.
Buffalo Calf. Is it a beat 'em up?
I think it's just maybe it's like what was that game that the people that make Castle Crashers did where you could have like boxes and pyramids and cubes and shit on your face?
Oh yeah. Fuck. I know that game. I liked that game. I can't remember the name of the game.
But I think it may be kind of like that. Battle Block Theater.
Battle Block
That's
Theater,
what.
yeah.
It may be something kind of like that.
I don't know. It says co-op though.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's like Battle Block where you can like maybe there's a campaign, but there's also like a side game mode where you can just like beat the shit out of each other.
Right. Curse of the Sea Rats. It's unique. We'll give it that. Five Goes West vibes a little bit. Jasper probably has no fucking clue what that is.
It sounds familiar. If I saw it, I may know, but
Five Goes West was amazing. It was so good. Sequel was great too. Was in the Wild West.
He Goes East. Oh.
We got Everspace.
Yeah, this is one of the interesting ones.
Everspace 2 on PC, $50.
It's finally coming out of early access. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's been on Xbox for a while now.
Oh, that little rat thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, Everspace 2. This is just flight game.
I think they have landing stuff now.
So you get out?
Yeah, I think so.
So a little bit like Chorus, slightly, but with where you can get out.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember. Was it
Dangerous?
Is it Elite Dangerous Odyssey? Is that the one where you get out?
I think so.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Everspace was an old school game, wasn't it? Like
it was early on for Xbox One for the first Everspace.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool, graphically intense game, or for like a space game, but not like big budget space game.
Okay.
For the Xbox One generation, but
I could have swore I remember playing a game called Everspace that was like this way back in the day, like on like a 3DO and the demo at an electronics store, like or maybe on PlayStation 1 and shit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It could be completely wrong. What's up, Sean? How's it going? Let's see what else we got here. We got 2 more games. Oh, this next one. This is the other one Jasper said he's excited for. It's got to be.
No.
Yeah,
it's the last
this
one.
Is it. No, this
and
is
I'm not really excited for the last one. It's a bigger game.
Oh,
so.
okay. The paparazzi, everybody. I'm your biggest fan. I don't tell you love me, paparazzi.
This is the Switch release. I think it's on everything else already. So
okay. It's came everywhere else before the Switch. This looks like it should have come out first on the Switch. $20 on the 6th. You just go around and take pictures of dogs?
Yeah.
It's paparazzi. You got the title.
Okay. There's a game for everyone. Any paparazzi lovers out there played it on other consoles?
No.
Oh, can you actually do the skateboarding, or you just take the pictures of the skateboarding dog?
I don't really give a shit to find out.
Okay.
I say the pictures only.
Pictures only? Okay. And then we got a big one. This is sort of big. EA Sports PGA Tour, $70. Is there still 2K golf as well?
Last one I think was 22. I don't know if they had to change hands on licensing.
Yeah, I haven't been really following
PGA Tour 2K23. Yeah, I think that was the last one.
So that's this year's, right? It just came out not too long ago, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, so we got two competing golf. Finally, there's a sport where we have 2 major competitors going head to head. EA versus 2K again.
I think it said it came out in October last year. So
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's still only 6 months away, right? Finally, we have competition in a sports genre, right? MLB The Show owns baseball.
Yeah.
2K owns basketball. EA owns football.
EA was the one that did the Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah. And then when he had his whole thing where he went crazy for a little while, they like cut ties. Now I think he's back with 2K as the main.
Yeah, he was on the cover of 2K23. That's right.
And
because I think it went to Roy Was it Rory McIlroy?
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah. Rory.
EA is anti-hookers, so yeah, they're anti-porn stars.
I don't know if it was just that. He also like drove an Escalade into a tree, like drinking and driving or whatever, didn't he?
He was supposedly he
cocaine.
was drugged up on something, painkillers for his back is what it was, mixed with the alcohol.
And then his wife beat him with a golf club. So yeah.
He seems like he's turned his life around now. The Tiger seems like he's back in good places. So
yeah,
Somewhat good.
I don't know if is he good again?
No.
he had there was one tournament he won since he came back from like the whole knee surgery stuff and the controversy from before, but I think he's kind of like slowly taking a step back. He at least wanted to show that he could make a return, win a jacket again, and then like, hey, I got some of my money back.
I mean, he's Tiger Woods. Like, does it really matter at this point?
No, it doesn't. Like he's earned his status like forever as like one of the goats.
He's the Michael Jordan of golf, right?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Yeah. What's the next closest? Like Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer. He's got a drink.
Arnold Palmer didn't reach Jack Nicklaus stages. I think Tiger Woods is like up there, and then you had what was the dude that would always finish second to Tiger Woods at every tournament? Phil Mickelson. Yeah, he had a really good career, and he would have been probably legendary if Tiger Woods didn't
Happy
exist.
Gilmore.
Could you imagine how many tournaments Phil Mickelson would have won if Tiger Woods hadn't had that same career path?
Yeah, he definitely. What was it, like 12 or 16 different tournaments or something like that?
Like it's insane. Yeah, Tiger was the GOAT, but it's interesting. I'm just glad. Hey, we finally have a sport where there's two major fucking games, 2K versus EA again. Let's go.
Yes.
You know, let's get that back with all sports.
Caitlin, that was the only other golfer I knew besides Arnold Palmer, Happy Gilmore, and Tiger Woods. So
Arnold Palmer.
After that, I'm out.
You don't know any of the old school guys? You know,
I don't give a fuck about golf to begin
you
with.
You know John Daly is?
He sounds familiar.
He'd always be like drunk on the golf course and act crazy. He was great. Do you know Shooter McGavin?
I've heard that name, but again, it's
come on, Shooter McGavin.
I eat pieces of shit.
Gilmore.
I eat pieces of shit for breakfast like you. You eat pieces of shit.
Shooter McGavin was the nemesis in Happy Gilmore.
Okay, it's been a while since I watched that movie.
Right on.
Never really followed golf, but played golf a couple of times. It's fun doing like what was it? Scramble, I guess, what we were mainly playing, where you just drink beer, hit the ball. Whoever hits the ball the furthest, you count that one and move on to the next hole, kind of thing. But it's more of like, hey, just hang out, drink beer in the hot sun, drive golf carts, try not to flip them. Unfortunately, a few people at the office flipped a couple of them, but
try to drive it into the lake, see what happens.
Luckily, nobody drove it to the lake, but a few people try to do burnouts and or jump some of the hills before getting to like the green. And yeah, we've had 2 overturn incidents. Luckily, I was not the one driving on either one of them. I was always the guy behind them, like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead. And yeah, sure enough.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not really a sports kind of person, so like I just know like the big names. Like I can only name like one person from hockey, Wayne Gretzky, and then I'm out. So it's like I don't know. A NASCAR, you got Tony Stewart, you got Jeff Gordon, and Danica Patrick,
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit redneck. You know way more NASCAR people than you do anything else. You already named like 5.
Yeah, he's doing good with the NASCAR names.
I'm about out. Let's see, I got one more somewhere I can think of. I'm out.
You did good. Definitely did good. But yeah, NASCAR was the main sport I always followed. when I was younger, I followed baseball a good bit, but
I'm
after moving
really
to
into
Philly,
baseball right now.
yeah, I used to be like a big New York fan, then moved to Philly, then slowly became a Phillies fan because it was like the X-Mets for a few years. But
We just swept your Phillies.
I know.
Yeah,
It,
it was nice.
I don't know. It is what it is. Hopefully, we'll at least make it to the World Series again, but it's not looking like that so far. So we'll see.
The chat's giving some more athletes. Ricky Bobby, Lightning McQueen. these are the people that Jasper's familiar with. That's for sure. Yeah, I know, Ed. I see you, Ed and Zoe, in the chat. Yeah, but it was a close game today. We did lose the Orioles.
The only sports knowledge I kind of know is basketball, college basketball from like 2008 to like
Richard
2012.
You know college basketball for a 4-year period, and that's it.
Yeah.
For what, people that went to Kentucky, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was trying to get into sports. I'm like, I don't fucking like this shit. Why am I trying to do this? And I just gave up.
You got to actually be a fan of somebody's team, of a team, to really get invested, right? Or you can play fantasy sports, and that'll get you invested if you are interested in sports as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Or you can get obsessed with a specific video game franchise that's a sports, and then you can get invested that way. All three are really good gateways, Jasper, into loving sports. And I want you to try, as a favor to me, I want you to become a Texas Rangers fan.
You know what I could do? Not do that and just continue being a fucking nerd and like learning about weather and space and shit.
You are our weatherman here. That's cool to do. You could always do that. Will you give us a weather report every week on Xbox Ultimate from now on?
Sure, I guess.
Yeah. It would be great. We would be the only gaming podcast with a weather segment. And I feel like you know the weather pretty much around the entire country.
I hate to admit it, but sometimes I do just look at the fucking drought map just to see what's changed in the US.
Do you look at the Farmer's Almanac?
No, that's fake bullshit, man. You got to science, not none of that mystical bullshit where it's like, if the moon's dark twice a month or whatever, you got to plant your potatoes on the west side of your field. None of that bullshit.
That's pretty specific. Like it was a quote taken directly from Farmer's Almanac.
That's just what you hear in Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, and I love sports. I'm a sports nerd as much as I am a gaming nerd, and I'm a movie nerd.
I don't want to be a sports nerd.
What's wrong with sports nerds?
So many stats.
Yeah,
you can fill your brain with
so much history.
Or I could just learn about real history.
Sports is real history. It matters. It matters so much. But yeah, you can just be you. That's fine.
Yeah,
I won't try and change you. Even though it disappoints me that I can't have a sports conversation with you because you know jack shit except for fucking Happy Gilmore. And you don't even know that much about Happy Gilmore because you didn't even fucking know who the arch nemesis was in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, it's been like fucking 20 years since I watched that movie.
Mav.
Yeah.
In MLB, did you play the Negro League yet?
Mm-mm.
I heard that was like really, really freaking good.
Yeah. They have like Satchel Paige and shit.
Yeah, they got it. I heard it's probably one of the most like the best modes in the game, and it's not even fucking talked
Is it in Diamond Dynasty or is it like separate? Because I've only been playing Diamond Dynasty so far.
It's separate. It's its own thing.
Okay, I'll check it out. I've been just hooked into Diamond Dynasty, like getting my team, like all the players and stuff.
Yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing Diamond Dynasty and Road to the Show.
Road to the Show used to be my shit. Like for 15 years, I would just load it up, make my shortstop or pitcher or whatever, and play Road to the Show and play through the seasons, like season after season after season, you know. And then I kind of got burnt out on it because I had done it for so long, you know. And now I just kind of do random stuff. But I will say I still suck. Like baseball was my best sport growing up playing, and I played the show every fucking year since it's existed. I abnormally still suck at this game. I don't understand how I'm that bad at something I've played so much of.
Well, I know they changed some of the mechanics, especially like the pitch and stuff, like a few years back. But
yeah, they added classic pitching mode before they have the pulse, the meter. They added this other new, and then they went to classic where you just pretty much aim in the batter's box and hit the button. And I'm like, just give me that. I don't want.
That's what I'm doing now. I used to do all the 2K was the most complicated back in the 2K baseball games. Because you had like the whole pitch stick and you had to like maneuver your thumb around like a fucking crazy person to do the pitches. And then you had the timing with the swing with the stick too, right? So that was really good. But I don't think the show's done those controls as well as 2K did.
Yeah.
So if I'm using the timing, but my timing sucks. So
yeah,
I'm just horrible at it. Anyway. All right, we're just rambling about stupid nonsense shit now, so I think we might as well get out of here, guys. Thanks to everybody for watching our show again. Had fun. Little over 2 hours now. Talking games, and this was a little weirdly negative show for the most part. Tidbits. There was not a lot of good games either. There. I'm interested in that golf game. I'm sure there's a 10-hour trial for that.
Yes.
On EA Play. So, I see the chat giving rest in peace to my hat. I have my hat.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, here you go. So you don't have to look at my huge ass fucking forehead anymore. I'll put my hat back on for you guys. If you want a FS hat, Fun Speculation hat, check out the merch shop. But yeah, everybody, we got to get going here. Thank you all for watching, and we will all be back on Thursday. Well, not all of us, but I will be back on Thursday with Pong Soul at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for PM in the PM. And then Fridays for Xbox Ultimate at 10 p.m. Eastern. But Fuzzy, what you got going on this week, man?
Oh, man. First want to say thank you for having me on tonight. Thank you for everybody that joined us in the chat. Watch us live and those who will catch us on replay. For those that want to hear my rambles, rants, and see my gaming clips and whatnot or pics, just follow me on Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. You can also find me on Breakfast with Boom, 10 a.m. Eastern Time Friday on Double Barrel Gaming. Then Xbox Ultimate right here with the family at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Fun Speculation Network. And then Saturday, the Shop Podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with PTK and Pong. Look forward to seeing you guys there.
Right on, man. Thank you as always. And Psycho, where can everybody find you, sir?
Chad, you guys are fantastic tonight. It's always awesome to be on the show with you guys every Monday. But you guys can find me everywhere, Psychonauts8, on social media. And you can find me Mondays, of course, here at FSP. But Friday, Xbox Ultimate, where we have the most fun. And we would just go every which way, which is the best. And thank you guys for coming. And we'll see you out there on the baseball diamond.
You too, Psycho. Thanks for being here, man. Jasper, what do you got going on?
I'm finally free tomorrow, so I'm hopefully going to be able to finally get on that Starfield video that I've been wanting to do. So that's in the plans for the works. Lore Jasper Twitter, Lore Master Jasper YouTube, AI Game News Twitter. Follow all that FSP and Xbox Ultimate Friday and Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern. Other than that, I don't know. That's about it.
Yeah. Thanks, man, for being here, as always. And everybody, if you did like the content here tonight, hit the like button, share it out, sub to the channel for more, and we'll be seeing you real soon. Maybe, hopefully, we get some fucking gaming news tomorrow, so we have something to talk about. Peace. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.